A dim Florentine chamber, lit by a single candle, reveals Machiavelli standing alone in contemplation. He is dressed in deep crimson robes symbolizing ambition. Shadows on the stone walls swirl like abstract expressions of inner turmoil. An ancient parchment glows on a wooden table, representing destiny calling him forward. The atmosphere blends Renaissance realism with slight surreal distortions. A cracked mirror behind him shows multiple reflections, each representing versions of himself he must overcome. Dust particles float like golden motes of fate aligning. The mood is solemn yet powerful, like the birth of a new force. Machiavelli's eyes burn with restrained determination. The entire scene visually symbolizes the awakening of unstoppable will. A ruined medieval city surrounds Machiavelli as he walks through fallen columns. He steps confidently between broken statues symbolizing defeated minds. The sky is heavy with dramatic Renaissance-style storm clouds. Abstract streaks of red paint slash across the horizon, representing struggle. Machiavelli carries a small book, his philosophy. His posture shows unwavering resolve despite destruction. Townspeople appear ghost-like, fading into irrelevance. The ground glitters with shattered ideals like broken glass. Light radiates from Machiavelli alone, marking him as the only unmoved presence. The scene shows the world that collapses around those who wait. Machiavelli kneels before a blazing iron forge with flames swirling unnaturally high. The fire forms abstract shapes of lions, serpents, and crowns. He holds his hand above the flames without fear. Renaissance-style apprentices stare in awe from the shadows. The walls of the forge are carved with Latin inscriptions about ambition. Sparks illuminate Machiavelli's calm face, highlighting inner strength. The fire reflects his mental fortitude, not physical heat. His silhouette merges with the flame, symbolizing unity with power. A dark figure representing fear recoils from the fire. The scene shows dominance beginning from within. A grand hall with towering marble columns stretches endlessly. Machiavelli faces a shadowy figure shaped exactly like him. The reflection wears tattered robes symbolizing weakness. Renaissance-style golden light highlights Machiavelli while darkness shrouds the double. Abstract geometric symbols float between them, representing internal conflict. The weak version collapses as Machiavelli steps forward. A shattered hourglass lies at their feet, showing time wasted in fear. Angelic frescoes look down, half judge, half witness. Machiavelli's hand pierces through the shadow, dissolving it. This scene symbolizes crushing self-doubt. Machiavelli sits upon a throne made of intertwined books, quills, and ancient manuscripts. Behind him, Renaissance drapery forms a dramatic backdrop of deep blues and golds. His expression is calm, disciplined, unmovable. The throne is surrounded by cracked marble statues representing conquered weaknesses. Above him, an abstract ascension spiral symbolizes rising willpower. Light bathes only the throne while the rest of the hall remains dim. A raven sits on the armrest, representing vigilant awareness. His right hand grips a scroll labeled Potentia Interna. The atmosphere is regal yet philosophical. The throne represents mastery over oneself. Machiavelli stands in a crowded Florentine plaza. All faces turn toward him as if pulled by invisible force. He wears a robe of radiant gold symbolizing controlled perception. Renaissance merchants and nobles freeze mid-step to watch him. A soft spotlight from the heavens isolates him as the central figure. Abstract swirling halos form above his head like crafted illusions. A giant tapestry behind him displays distorted reflections of him. his narrative shaping itself. People whisper, reinforcing his influence. Machiavelli's calm stare creates silent command. The scene shows the power of shaping how others see you. Machiavelli stands before a giant, ornate Renaissance mirror. Instead of reflecting reality, it shows symbolic versions of him: the hero, the tyrant, the sage. Each reflection is painted in a different abstract style. Nobles behind him observe, confused yet captivated. Machiavelli touches the mirror, choosing the reflection he wants the world to believe. Light bends unnaturally around him. The mirror's frame is carved with masks of different personas. The room's crimson drapes represent manipulation. His real reflection slowly fades. The scene represents choosing your outward identity. Machiavelli stands on a Renaissance stage illuminated by candle chandeliers. He directs faceless actors performing scenes of power, loyalty, and betrayal. The audience watches enthralled, unable to look away. Abstract floating symbols hover over the actors like puppeteer strings. Machiavelli holds a quill that controls their movements. Gold leaf dust falls from the ceiling like divine approval. His expression is serene, fully aware of his influence. The stage blurs with surreal brushstrokes at the edges. Shadows dance behind him like conspiracies. The scene symbolizes mastery over narrative. Machiavelli stands in the center of a grand medieval courtroom. Hundreds of painted eyes cover the walls, staring at him. Yet he appears utterly unfazed, teaching confidence under scrutiny. A golden aura surrounds him, isolating him from judgment. Abstract tendrils of shadow stretch from the court toward him, but cannot touch him. Nobles whisper behind lace masks, symbolizing hidden opinions. Machiavelli's posture radiates dominance over public gaze. He holds a scroll reading Visus Regnum. Perception is kingdom. The eyes begin to bow. The scene shows bending perception through presence. Machiavelli stands on a narrow stone bridge separating two worlds. On one side lies an overgrown garden of emotional entanglements. On the other, a clean pathway of cold marble representing clarity. Machiavelli cuts the rope to the garden side without a second thought. The garden disintegrates into abstract petals and mist. His red cloak flows behind him like severed ties. The sky shifts from stormy to clear above him. Golden mathematical lines appear under his feet, symbolizing logic. He walks forward without looking back. The scene symbolizes the power of detachment. Machiavelli stands over a giant weaving loom of destiny. Vibrant threads represent relationships, duties, and emotional burdens. With a jeweled dagger, he cuts only the threads that hinder his rise. Each cut thread evaporates into abstract dust. Renaissance angels observe from the corners, neither approving nor condemning. His face remains emotionless. A golden thread leads upward toward power. The room glows brighter with every strategic cut. His silhouette grows taller. The scene shows ruthless clarity. Machiavelli stands alone in a stone chamber lined with marble statues. Each statue depicts someone he has outgrown or must leave behind. Frost creeps along the walls, symbolizing emotional detachment. He holds a candle whose flame never wavers. Shadows form sharp geometric shapes, representing logic. He looks at the statues with neither regret nor malice. Abstract silver lines encircle him like a protective barrier. A door of gold light opens ahead of him. He steps through without hesitation. The scene shows letting go of unnecessary ties. Machiavelli stands over a massive stone chessboard. The pieces represent people, opportunities, and threats. Each piece is crafted in Renaissance art style with surreal distortions. Machiavelli moves a single piece the king. Forward boldly. Opposing pieces crumble into dust before they can respond. The board glows with geometric abstraction. Behind him are shelves filled with ancient strategy texts. His eyes focus with razor precision. The move he makes rewrites the board. The scene represents strategic aggression. Machiavelli stands in a torchlit chamber holding a ceremonial sword. The blade glows faintly with golden inscriptions symbolizing purpose, not violence. He touches the sword to the marble floor, creating a ripple of abstract red energy. Shadows of past battles appear behind him as faint Renaissance fresco illusions. His stance is poised, aggressive, but perfectly controlled. Spectral enemies retreat at his calm, forward step. His cloak sweeps in a commanding arc like a wave of authority. The chamber walls bend subtly, creating a surreal distortion of power. A crown floats above the sword's reflection. This scene symbolizes dominance through deliberate action. Machiavelli stands before an assembly of armored Renaissance generals. Yet all their faces are blurred, representing ordinary courage. Machiavelli alone is rendered in hyper-real detail, symbolizing true fearlessness. A beam of divine, like light, illuminates him from a high-stained glass window. The general's armor cracks slightly as they gaze upon him. Abstract shadows rise behind Machiavelli, forming a lion-like aura. The marble floor reflects his image more vividly than the others. He raises one hand, and the council silently obeys. His expression shows unshakable resolve. The scene depicts leadership by superior will. Machiavelli stands chained to a massive, Baroque pillar covered in faces of critics. Each face whispers judgment, painted in surreal distortion. With a calm expression, he pulls the chains apart effortlessly. The pillar cracks into large marble fragments. Golden dust rises like liberated self-confidence. The critics' faces fade into vapors of irrelevance. Light floods the scene from above, illuminating his independence. His robes shift from dull brown to radiant crimson. His posture becomes taller and more regal. This scene symbolizes freedom from seeking approval. Machiavelli walks through a silent battlefield littered with broken weapons. No bodies, only abandoned swords symbolizing victories won without force. A pale Renaissance dawn paints the sky in muted purples and golds. Birds circle above like omens of change. Machiavelli carries no weapon, only a scroll in his hand. Abstract mist forms swirling patterns around his steps. His calm presence alone seems to have ended the conflict. Fallen banners bow toward him as if acknowledging a superior mind. His silhouette dominates the entire horizon. The scene represents victory achieved through intellect. Machiavelli stands in a Renaissance garden meticulously divided into perfect shapes. Each section represents a goal or priority. He prunes one vine with surgical precision while ignoring the rest. The vine bleeds a surreal stream of blue paint symbolizing sacrifice. Abstract mathematical lines float in the air around him. Butterflies with ink-stained wings scatter from his presence. The garden rearranges itself as he prunes, becoming more symmetrical. Machiavelli's face shows serene ruthlessness. A small sundial glows beside him, marking controlled time. The scene symbolizes intense focus on one objective. A Renaissance market-place bustles behind Machiavelli. Yet he walks forward on a separate marble path, elevated slightly above the crowd. People reach toward him, but cannot touch him. His gaze is fixed ahead, ignoring distractions. Shadows of temptation rise from the crowd. Gold, wine, smiles. He steps past them without altering pace. Abstract streaks of blue and gold paint sweep behind him like a trail of clarity. His robe remains immaculate and untouched. the crowd blurs into insignificance. This scene symbolizes detachment from the unimportant. Machiavelli stands in a stone room containing only a wooden writing desk. At the desk lies a massive book titled Disciplina Absoluta. Candlelight paints sharp shadows across his face and hands. Behind him, ghosts of laziness and indulgence claw at the walls, but a barrier of golden light protects him. The feather quill writes as if guided by unwavering commitment. His posture is rigid and unmoving. Abstract clockwork symbols float above his head. The room vibrates with concentrated energy. The scene represents self, discipline as a fortress. A colossal hooded figure representing fate towers above Machiavelli. The figure holds threads of countless lives. Machiavelli stands before it, unshaken and unbowed. Renaissance lightning cracks behind them in dramatic tension. Abstract northern lights swirl around Machiavelli's form. He touches one thread, his own, and it glows bright gold. Fate leans back, as if surprised by his audacity. Machiavelli's expression says he writes his own destiny. The ground beneath him transforms into marble steps. This scene shows mastery over personal fate. A golden crown floats before Machiavelli, suspended in mid-air. It glows with a subtle halo, representing authority achieved, not inherited. He does not grab it. Instead, it slowly lowers toward him. Renaissance angels and demons debate silently in the background. The crown casts a long, abstract shadow in the shape of a lion. His face reflects humility mixed with dominance. The marble floor shines with runic inscriptions. When the crown touches his head, the room brightens. Behind him, a cracked throne repairs itself. The scene symbolizes power earned through strength and strategy. Machiavelli stands in a towering library filled with ancient tomes. Books float around him like orbiting planets. Some are chained shut with iron locks. He opens one forbidden book, and golden fire spills out. Renaissance murals on the walls animate and move. His eyes glow faint amber from absorbing new truths. The floor becomes a swirling, abstract vortex of ink. A quill writes in the air behind him. His silhouette is framed by infinite shelves. This scene symbolizes mastery gained through rare knowledge. Machiavelli climbs a ladder made of 7 glowing stone steps. Each step has a Roman numeral representing one brutal law. Flames burn beneath the ladder, symbolizing trial. Above him, a Renaissance ceiling opens into an ethereal sky. His robe flutters dramatically in rising wind. Abstract symbols orbit him like planets. Eyes of past philosophers watch from frescoes on the walls. Clouds part as he ascends. The final step radiates blinding gold light. The scene represents completing all 7 pitch-black corridor stretches behind Machiavelli. Each step he takes leaves footprints of golden light. Abstract dark tendrils try to pull him back, but burn away. Ahead is a grand Renaissance doorway, glowing softly. His figure is illuminated from behind, giving him a divine silhouette. He walks firmly, without fear or hesitation. The walls depict battles of the mind in cracked frescoes. His shadow falls far ahead, showing future dominance. Dust motes float like falling stars. This scene symbolizes transcending limitations. Machiavelli stands alone in a massive Roman-style arena. Thousands of shadowy figures watch from the stands. The ground beneath him glows with sacred, abstractive patterns. He holds no weapon. He needs none. A beam of light from the heavens targets only him. His shadow expands to fill the arena floor. Spectator shadows bow before him. His calm face radiates absolute control. The arena doors slam shut behind him. This scene symbolizes final transformation into an unstoppable force. Machiavelli stands with arms raised as giant stone barriers crumble around him. Each stone represents fear, doubt, hesitation, weakness. They fall in slow motion, painted with Renaissance realism. Abstract wind strokes swirl around Machiavelli like divine energy. His robe flares outward dramatically. Light bursts from cracks in the ground. Birds scatter upward in symbolic freedom. His face expresses calm triumph. Marble dust sparkles like stars. This scene shows total removal of all obstacles. He stands on a cliff overlooking an endless sea of clouds. The sky is painted like a Renaissance masterpiece, soft blues and golds. The edge of the cliff glows slightly, symbolizing the boundary of human limits. Machiavelli looks forward with absolute certainty. His cloak flows behind him like an eagle's wings. Abstract golden lines spread across the sky like a map. Far below, kingdoms shine faintly. He stands firm, unshaken by the height. His hand rests on a scroll of destiny. This scene symbolizes seeing beyond the ordinary world. A long marble road stretches through a field of broken statues. Each statue represents someone who failed to become unstoppable. Machiavelli walks alone, but confidently. Golden footsteps appear behind him as he walks. Abstract symbols float around his head like a glowing halo of strategy. The sun rises behind him in dramatic Renaissance illumination. Birds accompany him in a V-shape formation. His robe glows faintly from accumulated power. His posture radiates certainty. This scene symbolizes the last journey toward greatness. Machiavelli rises slowly above the marble plaza of Florence. The people below look upward, awestruck. Golden wind swirls around him like holy energy. Renaissance angels appear in fresco, like form behind him. His figure becomes semi-transparent, turning into pure myth. The sky shifts into abstract radiant patterns. A massive glowing sigil appears under his feet. His scroll dissolves into light, spreading across the world. His eyes shine with eternal wisdom. The final scene symbolizes the transformation of Machiavelli from man to legend.